How do you describe reactive mitts to people now? You know, what do you say about that volume?
It's such a difficult volume because okay, so there's the sensationalism of reactive mitts because it looks great, right? You're doing something that looks cool, you're looking good. But this tutorial is so underrated, and I don't say that as a salesman. Anybody that's watched that tutorial, and guys, any of you guys that have this tutorial right now, type Barry's lying or he's being honest right now. It covers so much more than reactive mitts. It's not just pop, 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 pop. I'm breaking down every single defensive call, every single position, what the options are in those positions. And of course, we're doing this pad work. And in one day, that was my first time working with Billy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He did conventional and southpaw in one tutorial. And so I really feel like I think you said it correct. And I don't mean to like toot my own horn here, but I think you said it correct and really got a chance to showcase my system and introduce the system in terms of agility, in terms of the why. And so that reactive mitt tutorial, there's a sensationalism because we have to sell it, right? So it's like, okay, guys, this is really cool, reactive mitts. But anybody that's watched that tutorial knows that it's way deeper than pad work. And I pride myself on that tutorial because here's why. Because it's easy for me to go, guys, hey, guys, look at these combinations. You're going to look good. Catch, 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 blah, blah, blah. And as stubborn, like you said, stubborn old Barry just must bring education into everything. And it ended up being a quite long tutorial. And like you said, it was a long time ago. But to get back to your original question, they should start from the beginning and grow with me. What do I mean by grow with me? We did this tutorial 4 years ago, 2018.
Yeah, yeah, for 2018, yeah.
Okay, so 2018. And since then, I've grown. But where I've grown to, remember, I was at a, let's say, advanced level. And maybe let's say now I'm at a higher level. I was going to say black belt or something like that. Somebody might think I'm arrogant. But so why try to start here where I'm at now? Start from the beginning, grow with me. And that's my answer to your first original question. But that particular tutorial, I'm really proud of because it's not just about reactive mitts. I showcased so many different things, and I feel like it's one of those tutorials where you could just take notes for days. And also, it was my first tutorial, and it's funny because I've actually had a few really cool comments about my growth over the years, but and the systems. Sorry, forget my growth. The systems growth over the years, and that for me, I'm most proud of. So yeah, that tutorial. If you don't have it, you should get it. Not from a sales perspective, but because it's way deeper than reactive mitts. Plus, you're going to learn how to do reactive mitts from both sides, conventional and southpaw.
Yeah, I mean, and like you've just mentioned, then the obviously, even me trying to break down what's in it is difficult because obviously
Yeah,
it's an introduction to so many different aspects using when we talk about language as well, the way that you approach the number system, how you use filler combinations, defensive calls. Boxing controls. It's like an introduction to the Million Styles boxing language and framework. And it's it's a game changer. I think anyone who gets that volume is gonna have their mind blown, and that's it. They're gonna completely look at everything they do from that point on in a different light.
and also the thing is that sometimes I get I think I get I don't know if it's stigma or people say like I'm only a coach for professionals and things like that. But like if I was a personal trainer or a guy that's training, like, I don't think students should train students, but if your coach is not around and you have a partner and you guys want to work out, get that tutorial because now you have something that you can actually do that makes sense and is structured, and you're going to develop skills in the process. So, and I guess the most important part of me saying that now is I get pegged into this. Oh, Barry only coaches professionals, but we talked earlier in the podcast about me working with your guy Joe, who's 8 years old, and us having fun. I think we have videos doing that. So, yeah, this particular tutorial is for everyone, and like you said, it's a good intro to myself and the system. But also, it's a really good way for anybody. Like, you don't need it's not just for coaches. Like, if you're a personal trainer, you're a fighter, it's something that I would pick up because, okay, I'm asking you a question. I'm sorry, I'm going to turn the chase. Is reactive mitts tutorials for you, I'm sorry, reactive mitts for you, my system, is it harder for you mentally or physically?
I'd say mentally. I'll be honest with you.
And that's why everybody should get the tutorial, because I take pride, and I seriously say this, I take pride in all my travels when people say, you know what, Barry, I'm fatigued mentally. Not just because of reactive mitts, but because of the drill system. And so not just with reactive mitts, but my drill system, it should fatigue you mentally. That's a good thing because your brain's working, you're having to think. And so this particular tutorial, having to be ahead of the game with your calls while remembering to do this, you have the hand-eye coordination. And that's coming back to your guys in Birmingham at the university. I want to put some probes on somebody and test out reactive mitts and then do a tutorial so we can show people what they're getting out of it, mentally and physically. Hopefully that's possible one day. So we should do a volume 2 with probes in science.
That sounds good to me.